I've dedicated over 25 years of my life to making an impact on the world. And I want to tell you, as I tell my wife many days, it's the most challenging thing to do good. I am so thankful to be here to encourage all of you because you have one of the most challenging jobs in our nation. Thank you, parents, grandparents. Thank you for your kindness so we have great nurses in Syracuse, New York. But I get to walk in here and celebrate people because all of you will know very soon what I'm talking about. People will be coming to you to be encouraged when they're worried about whether their baby is gonna live or not. They're gonna come to be encouraged by you when they're nervous whether their grandfather or their mother is gonna make it. And you get to make the greatest impact on this world to be a great encourager. You see, my grandmother was a nurse. And when I went through those hard times in my life when I was young, she would allow me to stay at her home. And she never judged me. She never saw bad in me. She always believed in me because she was a nurse. She knew what it was like to see people struggling and see the good in them. Never forget, as a nurse, you're making the greatest impact on this world to be the great encouragers of our society. And we need you now more than ever. Everyone says, what's the answer for this country? I believe the answer is encouragement, because it takes courage to encourage. We are all called to encourage. A friend of mine reached out to me who's a big encouragement in my life. He said, I've been thinking a lot about encourage this week, Justin. Apparently it comes from a French word, which means to be strong and heartened. And apparently the word comes from in, which means to make or put in. Courage, which means either courage or heart. Tracing it back further, it appears to come from the Latin word, which means heart. The word courage relates to heart. Interestingly, until just now, I had never before thought of the relation between the notion of encouragement and the notion of courage. But it makes sense that the two notions are related, both in content and in their linguistic history. All of this remind me of the English idiom that I haven't heard in a long time. Take heart. To encourage someone takes heart. Things will get better soon. It looks like this directly relates to encourage. To encourage somebody means that we need to take heart. And every single one of us in the United States of America and beyond right now needs to take heart to be great encouragers. I am honored to say that my great encouragers taught me these 5 things. We need to be people of service. We need to be kind. We need prayer. We need to put God first and have Him empower us in our difficulties. And we need to be wise, like my favorite encourager, my grandmother. My grandmother's 105 years old in 3 weeks. Because of nurses, she's alive. She taught me to be wise. You need to understand people's wounds. She says, we can't forget who we are. We can't forget what we were made to do. She says, Justin, don't be a nuisance on this world. Make a difference. She says, but you know what? If people pick on you for doing good, remember, that's too bad. They're missing out. My grandmother has 17 grandchildren, 35 great-grandchildren, and 5 great-great-grandchildren. I go, Graham, how does that feel? She goes, I keep getting greater every day and I don't have to do anything about it. She says things like, don't complain, it is what it is. Be consistent every day. She says things, you're not the only one that counts, Justin. Be generous, you can't take it with you. She says, who you hang out with is who you are. She's taught me by encouraging me to hopefully get out there and encourage like you're going to, that people need us to be sensitive to suffering. We need to make a world where no one suffers alone. And it starts with all of you. Be our examples. Show us how to do it. It's hard to do good, but it's worth it. You see, that's what life is about. And that's what it's always been about. That's why our country is what it is. Because we've all had great encouragers. Let's get out there and have the courage to encourage. God bless you. God bless these nurses. Congratulations. It is an honor. Thank you.